What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday, December the 8th to you from my messy shop garage. Hope everybody can see me and hear me okay. I'll wait for a comment to come in so I know that I'm being seen and heard okay before we go any further. This place is a mess. Hey, Bill Gerlach, how you doing? I got all sorts of crap laying around here. What's up, though, knuckleheads? Good to see everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. And like I said, I'll wait for a comment to come through that everything's going through okay before we go any further. It's warm out here. I think it's like mid 30s. All right, still waiting. There we go. Jim Dombrowski, always right there. Johnny on the spot. Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it. Hey, Phil, how you doing? Scott Garbs, little Lima Charlie there from Southern Illinois. Rick Wancourt, good to see you. All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Some kind of storage place just came through. That's cool. Hey, cool name. Mark Pearson, good to see you also. Bob Hunter. Chicagoland, or I'm sorry, yeah, Support Fishing with Ernesto's on here. Ernesto, good to see you. Danielle from D&D Lures is on here. Good to see you, Danielle. Dakota Joe, good to see you. Mitch, good to see you also, man. Seeing some names on here that a lot of them I see every week. Some kind of come and go. Joe, I see you every now and then. Sometimes you fade away for a while, but hey, that's cool. Welcome back, everybody who's been here for a while. To all the new people that might be tuning in, thanks for showing up. My name's Chris. I run Dark Blue Charters here in beautiful Manistee, Michigan. Scott Argensinger, the moderator of the channel, is on here. And I don't know if you guys caught last week's video with Scott. We went over our lures, our best lures from 2024. That was a fun video. Always enjoyed doing videos with Scott. He's such a good guy. But yeah, we do this every Sunday night, 7 p.m. Almost every Sunday. I'd say like 95, 99% of the Sundays we do this. We talk about salmon fishing and steelhead fishing, all sorts of stuff. We talk about really everything. We talk about everything from football to fishing to recipes to garbage to idiot stuff. You name it, we talk about it. So if you're new on here, thanks for being here. I hope you come back next Sunday as well. Anyway, I don't have much for you this Sunday. We did the topic last week with Scott, like I said, talking about our best lures from 2024. Hey, if you missed that, go back, check it out. That we do that every year. That was our third year doing it. A lot of good information. It always cracks me up when Scott and I sit down, because we don't talk. Hey, Dan Canham, how you doing, man? We don't talk about it in advance, which lures we're going to pick. And then he breaks out his lures and I break out mine, and they're always really, really similar. There's always a, quite a few that are almost exactly the same or really, really similar. So goes to show you how people like us, couple simpletons like us think alike. Well, I'm not talking about Scott. It's a simpleton. Scott's a smart guy. But anyway, yeah, check that video out if you haven't seen it already. Like I said, I don't have much for you this week. I do have. Hey, Chris Olson, how you doing? Hey, I'll see you Wednesday, Chris. You got your trip coming up. Thanks, Randy Rashad. Appreciate that. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot for you this week other than we'll talk about the fishing report a little. I do have a poll going on. If you don't mind taking a second and answering the poll question. Pretty easy question this week. I want to see what everybody, or gauge what everybody's interest is on upcoming videos. Hey, David Robbins, you're part of D&D Lures is on here. Good to see you. So it is, what do you want to know more about, or what do you want to learn more about? You want to learn more about river steelhead stuff? Techniques, setups, things like that. Do you want to learn more about divers, how we set those up, how we run them, what our setup? I've done several videos on those, but I'm happy to do more. If you want more, I don't know how much more in depth I can go, but I'll do it all again. That's no problem. Third option is lead core and copper. Do you want to see how I set those things up? I've done videos like that in the past, but I'm happy to do more again. How we set those up from start to finish, bare reel, putting the copper on, the lead core on, weighted steel, things like that. What rods we run them on. What techniques we use them for. And then the last one was, do you want to learn more about just the basics on meat rigs, plugs, spoons, flasher fly, things like that. So if you haven't taken that poll yet, take a moment, answer those questions for me. I can't see the pole right now. I'm just looking at my phone. I don't have a computer or anything with me out here. So if anybody towards the end of this video, if somebody could let me know what the percentage is on what, I'd appreciate it. That way I get a little gauge on what everybody's looking for. But looks like we got about 70 people or so on here. I've got 9 thumbs up. I appreciate that. The thumbs up do help the videos. It does help the meat rig, the Jason C meat rigs. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. It does help the algorithm find more people and get these videos out to them. The more people we can get on these videos, the more in-depth videos I can make. It just makes sense that way. I'm sure you all understand that. But single angler setups. So like fishing by yourself on the Great Lakes is what I'm guessing what somebody's looking for there. Yeah. Sam, normally we do a little Q&A at the end, Sam, but yeah, you're asking if the Ninja boards release. No, they do not. They stay put on the line, and that's the way I prefer it. Some guys, gals out there, they prefer their boards to release. It gives them, I think it makes them feel that the fish can more easily come over the other lines. You're not fighting the board, things like that. I prefer the board to stay put. And hey, if you got a different opinion than me, hop on here, give me your opinion as well. But this is the way I've always, well, not always. I've tried other things. I've run the big boards. The big boards off the masts. I've done it that way. I've done inline planer boards, and I've tried about every brand out there. I've tried them with them releasing. I've had them not release. I've run Church. I've run Ninjas. I've run Offshores. You name it. I've run about Z boards, Yellowbirds. You name it. I've run them. And my absolute favorite board are the Ninja boards. They do not release. My thoughts on them not releasing is this: one, it helps me control the fish much better. I haven't run mostly clients on my boat. Some of those clients have a lot of experience. A vast majority have zero experience. So it helps me keep those fish better under control. It also takes some of that fight out of that fish. And if you're thinking, oh, well, why do you want to take the fight out of the fish? Well, if you're running a 400 copper or a 300 copper, 10 color core, whatever that is, all that, you have a lot of line past that board. So it's taking some of that fight out of the fish. You get that board off there. There's still a lot of fight left in that fish. Maybe not as much, but it's much easier for my customers, my clients to control those fish. I think it also, it's easier on your gear because if you think about it like a leaf spring, you got line going out to the planer board and line coming off the planer board. There's a lot of flex like that. When that fish pulls on that line, the holding flex is like an inverted leaf spring. So you're getting a lot less wear and tear on that. The fish is better under control. Typically your fish aren't getting into your deeper lines or right there next to you. It helps the fish come up to the surface faster, which is what you want. So that way it's not diving down, getting into your other lead core and copper lines, getting down in your diver lines, getting down into your downrigger lines as well. So lots of pros and cons. Anyway, that was kind of a long-winded answer on that, but no. The Ninja boards do not release. That is my 2-minute answer to that simple question. Hope that helps somebody. Yeah, so anyway, somebody answered back like they wanted to see like single angler setups, things like that. Possibly. I mean, it's tricky. I don't fish alone. Most of the time I'm running with clients and things like that, but I have in the past on smaller boats, of course. It can be very dangerous to do, of course, if you're out there in the weather and whatnot. But I would have to go to somebody that does run single trips. Maybe I can find somebody local around here and we can talk about things like that. It's a good comment, though. It's a good topic. Maybe we can do something like that. That'd be pretty cool. All right, fishing report. We'll jump in. I'll just run through the fishing report real quick, and then if anybody has any more questions after that, belt them out. All right? So, around here, people are still getting, it was cold. It was super cold last week. Not many people were out fishing the last several days. We went into a hard cold snap, like down single digits, wind chills, easily single digits at night, the normal temps, single digits. So not a lot of people were out on the pier heads, not a lot of people were shore fishing, and not a lot of guys and gals on the river as well. I went down to the river launch 2 days ago, I think it was. because I had a trip yesterday. Yeah, 2 days ago I went down and there was no tracks at all along the launch, and a couple guys had driven through, but the launches weren't plowed. Nothing had been done. Yesterday was much better, warmed up. We were able to get the boat out, no problem. Get it recovered, no problem. We caught some fish yesterday. It wasn't on fire like it had been a week ago. That cold snap definitely cooled them down a bit, but we still had good bites. We still had fish. I'm thinking with this warm weather, I'm thinking as I'm talking, so bear with me, please. It's hard for me to do two things at once. With this warm weather that we got coming up here in the next couple of days, like today was in the 40s, yesterday was almost in the 40s, if not in the 40s, and then a couple more days of this. Fishing should be really good here in the next couple of days. I think this high pressure will get the fish going again on the river. There is a ton of steelhead in the Manistee River. They're all through the system. And not just up at the dam, not just mid-range, not down below. They are all through the system. And it's a pretty good mix of small fish, skippers, up to really, really nice adult fish being caught as well. Mostly it's been because of that cold snap. It has been, yeah, Bob, you're right. It's supposed to get cold again. That's going to slow it back down. But I think next few days should be really good. It's been mostly a plug bite. When that cold snap or that cold weather really comes in, I like to switch over to plugs. They seem to not go after beads or spawn bags quite as hard on the river. Plugs, you seem to aggravate and you seem to tick them off. You'll get a few aggression bites that way. So plugs have been better for me. Running like a 4-plug setup, just 4 rods. Green and golds are always really, really good. Gold Hottentots, K9s, maglip, 2.5 maglips, 3.0 maglips have all been really, have been the better ones. Grinch colors, gold digger colors, the gold Hottentots, anything in those colors have been a little bit better. Talked to one of my buddies running his boat. He said I think he had 7 bites on plugs the other day. He said anything with dots on it seemed to be taking bites. So maybe there's something for that as well. But this time of the year, when that cold weather really kicks you in the gut, the river temp dropped in like 5 days. It dropped almost 6 degrees in 5 days time. So that really punches the fish in the gut also. Plugs are the way to go on that thing. You can really irritate them. You can back them up in their holes. If you know how to control your boat, you can you can oar your boat, you can drift it, you can run it on the main motor. If you got a trolling motor, that's great too. But you can back them up in their holes. You can make them feel trapped, and eventually they're either going to pull out of that hole, shoot somewhere else, or they're going to take a bite at whatever the heck you're sticking in their face. So good ways to do it. Pier fishing, like I said, I haven't heard much on that. I think it's been a little too cold for guys to be out there. Icy conditions on the piers have kept guys off, I'm sure, as well. Haven't heard anything on inland lakes. We didn't get any ice at all. It was cold enough to make ice, but there was really, really strong winds. So most of the ice got blown across most of the lakes, except for the smaller ones, I'm sure. Excuse me. So if I was going out tomorrow, and I'm not, I kind of wish I was, but I'm not. I'd be out there on the river. I'd be running plug program again. I'd be running those same colors. I typically run my plugs depending on the system that I'm in. Big Manistee right now is running. It's not super fast. I think it's around 1450, which is really, really quick. So 30, 35 feet back on my plugs has been working pretty good. All right. Hey, that's it. Fishing report done and done. Hope you got something out of it. I don't know if I did, but if you guys, gals, got any questions or anything you want to talk about right now, shoot it out there. I'll answer the questions the best I can. If I don't know the answer, I'll find somebody smarter than me, and I'll eventually get that question answered for you. And if you missed this video live, hey, landing net opinions for Santa. That's a good question. On my big boat, I run Rangers. If I remember right, yeah, they're Rangers. I run 7-foot long fiberglass handles on my boat because I'm fishing out of a 31-foot boat. I need the reach on those. Rangers make a really, really good net. Beckman makes a really good net. On the river boat, I'm running a stowaway or stowmaster rather. It's a folding net. It extends out to I think 6 feet, but it's got a nice folding basket on it as well. If you got a smaller boat, those are great options as well. Those stowaways, they fold up nicely. They're nicely. You can find little spaces to store them in. So I mean that's what they're made for. But yeah, you can't go wrong really with Ranger or Beckman. Those are probably your two best options on the Great Lakes. Nice, big, deep. Scott Argett's saying, Scott, you're the one that you're the one that ordered those nets for me all those years ago. So yeah, somebody just mentioned rubber nets. I'm not a fan. I know a lot of people say it's easier to get the hooks out. I disagree completely. When you get when you 36-inch hoop diameter, whoever just asked that, Scott Garbs, I think it was. That's what I run anyway. But if you bury a hook into the meaty section of one of those rubber nets, it sucks. Especially if you get 2 or 3 in there. Those things are a pain in the butt to get out. I know deep, the deep mesh nets can be a real pain in the kazoo as well. I've just learned to deal with them, and I guess I've learned to to handle them one way or another. Just not a big fan of the rubber nets, and that's my opinion. If that's not the way you go, hey, that's fine. That's fine. We're all here about sharing opinions and whatnot. Just because it's my opinion doesn't make me any more right than you. All right, but the one thing about the rubber nets I will say is when you get a lake trout in your net, lake trouts are notorious spinners. They get in the net and they just want to spin and spin and spin and roll and roll and roll. They will tangle up everything they can. Those rubber nets can have a big advantage that way. They can't twist that mesh net all up, or they can't twist that rubber net rather up all like they can a mesh net. So there's something to be said there. Anyway, another long-winded answer probably to an easy question. What else you got? If you got anything, if not, we can get the heck out of here. And I don't know. I think I'm gonna crank up a bonfire tonight and just sit outside for a while. So yeah, Rick. Somebody just asked me. I think that was you, Rick Vancourt. Somebody asked me if I'm gonna do any river videos. So the river video thing. The river videos are a different animal than the big lake videos. The big lake videos, I can go out there. The Great Lakes are just a huge body of water. Bodies of water, plural. I can go out there and I can show a lot of different things going on out there without giving away, so almost too much information, if that makes any sense. I give away tons of information, don't get me wrong. But on the river, it's a different animal. I could go out on the river and I can burn up spots just like that. And there's guys on the river, the other guides out there, they make their living day in and day out on that river. So out of respect for them, because 95% of them out there have been really good to me. Been inviting, this is my second full year doing it. They've been inviting to me. They've been really decent to me. I had a couple run-ins with a couple knuckleheads. It's all right. No big deal. The river's a different place. But out of respect to those guys and the gals that do the river thing day in and day out, I don't want to burn money out of their pocket, if that makes sense to you. So I do plan on doing some river videos, but I have to be really careful on, like I said, burning up the hot spots or putting out things that are going to be detrimental to the guys and gals that are out there, doing that, doing things like I'm doing. Anyway, so I don't know yet. It's a balancing act on how I want to do this. I haven't really decided yet. Mitch, next Sunday will I be on after the Lions win? Sure. Yeah, absolutely, Mitch. Hopefully they do win. The Lions are doing great. Hey, they're doing really, really good. Good game against the Packers. Really good game. Packers, you guys got a good team. If your Packers fans are out here, got a good team. You had me a little nervous there, so. Jason C, yeah, river videos. Yeah, I can do a lot of setup videos, from the shop or whatever, things like that. I can do some river videos from the river. Again, I want to be careful about giving away locations, things like that. Bob Hunter, yeah, I get it, man. I hear you. Social media is a great thing. I mean, it's a great thing to help people shorten their learning curves when it comes to wanting to learn things. I mean, everything I've learned on the river, I grew up fishing the river, but everything has changed. Everything has changed. Sorry, I was reading a comment. So everything I've had to learn, I've had to relearn on the river. And it's not like I had on the big lake where I had some guys out there that would really mentor me and walk me through a lot of things. I screwed up a lot of things too, still do, but you learn things by screwing things up. On the river, I've been relearning everything all on my own. I haven't had anybody really out there. That's fine. That's really fine. We're doing well. We got everything pretty well dialed in. Still learn every day out there, but I'm confident enough now in my abilities out there where I know I can take people out there. I can get them on fish. I know we can get some fish in the boat, in the net. So, but yeah, I hear what you're saying, Bob Hunter. Social media is it's a dangerous thing. It's a great thing, but a dangerous thing. It does help people learn, but it can also destroy fishing locations in a nanosecond. So yeah, I know, dude. It's a double-edged sword. Speaking of that, that actually reminded me of something. I had a client on the boat the other day. This guy is from Sword Fishing Products. The name was oh my god, I can't think of his name right now. That's awful. Connor. He's from Sword Fishing Products. He called me up. I got one of their knives last year for the big lake, and I ran it all last year for salmon. Every salmon and trout I cleaned last year on the big lake, and we ran a lot of last year. I cleaned with one of their knives. This is a brand new one. And I really like the daggone thing. I really, really do. It's a lot like one of the Dexter knives. It's great flex. It's not stainless steel. It's I'm not going to say it because I'm going to get it wrong. But I really, really like these knives. So I got a hold of me from Sword Fishing Products. He booked a trip with me on the river. We went out, had a great day. We probably hooked up 15 plus fish. And he said, hey, would you like to, excuse me, would you like for me to come on the show sometime? Talk about the knives, things like that. I said, absolutely. So that's coming up soon. I'm also waiting to catch the right fish on the river. I don't take many fish home with me from the river. Steelhead are sacred to me in a way. But I'm waiting to catch the right fish. Once I do, I'm going to make a little video showing this knife. I haven't taken it out of the box yet for that reason. So this is their 9-inch, I believe. Their 9-inch medium flex. Anyway, if you want to check out some really, really good knives, check out Sword, S-O-R-D. They don't know how to spell, apparently. But check them out online and wait for that show to be coming up soon with Connor. He'll talk about some things. Maybe I can get you some discount codes, things like that. So anyway, that's coming up in the future. Excuse me. Whenever I get talking and rambling along, I start getting a cough. I think my mouth dries out. Anyway, what else you got? Anything else? If not, we'll get out of here. Like I said, I think I'm going to fire up a little bonfire tonight. The weather is really, really warm. I just like being outside sometimes around a little fire when it's like this. Maybe have a couple adult beverages, sit back, relax. Idea. Sounds kind of good, actually. Anybody wants to join me? I'm not going to put my address out here on YouTube. I think a lot of people know where I live anyway. Chris Olsen, yeah, see you Wednesday, man. Scott Garbs is asking Scott and I are singer about the new Okuma Cold Waters. Scott and I are going to get together on an upcoming video. We're going to go over the new cold waters. We talked about that last week on the video. It's something we want to do. Scott's a rod and reel expert, absolute expert. So we're going to go over the cold waters. He'll break them all down. Of course, if you guys need to get your reels upgraded, drags upgraded, or just repaired, man, look up Scott. It's Mascot Reel Service on Facebook. I think my brain is starting to melt. Mascot Reel Service on Facebook. Look up Scott. He will get your stuff done quick and cheap, and you will love the outcome. Guaranteed. That guarantee is guaranteed because he did about 20 reels for me last year, and I absolutely love every one of them he did. Night and day difference. On my convectors, which have been battle wagons for me for the last 5-6 years on my boat, those things are like having brand new reels on my boat for a cheap price. I mean, why go buy a brand new reel that still has a crappy drag when you can pay a fraction of the cost and have a better drag system on that reel and it's like new again. Look him up, man. I'm telling you. Mascot Reel Service on Facebook. He'll get you hooked up. All right. Anybody else? If not, we're out of here. Appreciate all the thumbs up, everybody. Appreciate everybody being here. Have a great week. Be safe. Christmas is right around the corner. If you want to buy me anything, don't buy me anything. Don't do that. Please don't. But honestly, if you are looking for a good Christmas gift, I don't do shameless plugs like this. I was just impressed with this, so that's why I'm throwing it out there. Anyway, that'd be a good Christmas gift for somebody. Or maybe a new net. Maybe a new rod and reel. Who knows? Who knows? All right, that's it, everybody. Have a great week. Be safe if you're going out fishing. If you want to go out fishing, look me up. I'm happy to get you out on the river. It's pretty cheap. It is a fun way to get out in the wintertime. I have the enclosure on the boat. It is like a sauna in there some days. I mean, you stay warm out there, so don't worry about getting cold. If you're a brand new novice on the river, don't worry about that. We will get you up to speed and running. I run top of the notch gear. It's all easy to use, and it's cheap to get out there and get away from the humdrum blues of the wintertime. So link down below, darkbluecharters.com. All the information is there. I'm happy to get somebody out there if they want to go. I can take up to 3 people. 2 people is the perfect number, though. Anyway, that's it. Have a great week, everyone. See ya.